Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. Yeah, I know it's not Wednesday. Bringing you some new reviews here in off days occasionally because there is lots happening, a lot of new stuff coming out here in early 2024, including this latest release, hot off the presses, from Ace Frehley, formerly guitarist with Kiss. He's had many solo releases over the years, of course. This is his latest one. It's called 10,000 Volts. I'm reviewing this off of the digital version, right? I don't have a hard copy of this, but if you saw the thumbnail, that's the album cover right there. I'm not even really sure who's playing on the album other than Ace. He's got a bunch of outside writers, co-produced with Steve Brown, and he's did some work on this with Anton Fig, Dave Julian, and Alex Salzman, as well as with Steve Brown. So it's a really good sounding album from a production standpoint. I mean, I think it's one of Ace's biggest and boldest productions in a number of years. You know, he's released a bunch of covers albums in recent years, which we reviewed here on the channel, and I'm not really a big fan of those. As far as like the other solo albums of all original material that he put out before those, there's some hit and miss material. I can't say I'm the biggest fan of Ace's solo stuff in the last like 20, 30 years, but there is some good material here and there, and he's got 11 tracks on this new album. Starts off, of course, with the title track, 10,000 Volts. It's kind of a fun song. It's indicative, I think, of the feel of most of the album. These are definitely big, hard rockin', up-tempo, for the most part, catchy tracks that take you back to what Ace knows how to do so well, which is put together fun, hard rockin' party anthems. That's what Ace really does, right? The guitar tones on this album are excellent. The riffs and the rhythm guitars, crunchy, big and bright. The solos leap out of the mix. That's what you want to hear, right? The issues I have with the album, which seems to be issues I've had with a lot of Ace's albums of recent years, I just don't like his singing anymore. I don't think Ace is a good singer. He is now, instead of doing the kind of higher pitched stuff he used to do earlier on, now he's at this kind of like mid-range, almost kind of like talking, like but trying to make it sound like singing. It's very unmelodic to my ears. And I think my issue with this album is you have some songs that are really screaming from great melodic vocal delivery, and they just don't get it because Ace just can't deliver it. There are some songs here that were written with some very good hooks, catchy melodies that, man, just scream for someone else singing them and just let Ace play guitar. Like 10,000 Volts is a perfect example. That's a good hard rockin' anthem. It's catchy. Vocally, it's not quite there for me. Back Into My Arms Again. To me, almost could have been a hit in the 80s, right? It's got that kind of like glam metal, party metal atmosphere going on, but it's more of a ballad. It's got a really nice chorus, but Ace is just stretching to kind of pull it off, and it just really doesn't work for me. Other tracks on the album that I think are good. I think Cosmic Heart is a really good rocker. I think Fightin' for My Life is the best song on the album, and it's right in the middle. It's track number 6. That is arguably the heaviest song on the album. It's got some really cool riffs. The solo is pretty tasty. Ace's vocals are what they are. They don't ruin it, though. Other tracks I really like. Up in the Sky is another good one. Constantly Cute is kind of silly. Life of a Stranger is pretty good. Cherry Medicine is kind of fun. Blinded is okay. And then you got Stratosphere, which is the instrumental to finish off the album. That's kind of cool, but it's so brief. It's just barely 3 minutes long. As far as Ace's guitar solos on the album, I think in spots they're pretty good. It just doesn't seem like he has a lot to say anymore with guitar solos. One of the great things about Ace Frehley back in the day is that when you heard a guitar solo either on a Kiss album or on an early Ace Frehley solo album, that guitar solo was always very well constructed and very memorable. And yeah, Ace always had these few tricks up his sleeve that he always would toss in. I just feel like now he's kind of He's just been kind of recycling a lot of the same things over and over again. It's still cool to hear. It's still Ace Frehley. And like I said, the tone of his guitar on the album is very, very good. I just wish he would, give us not just a couple bars, stretch out a little bit, throw some different tricks in there as well, because we know you have it in you. It's almost like, well, here's the spot for a guitar solo. Let me just play something. And like there's not that much thought put into it. I always got the impression that back when Ace was younger, he really put some thought into guitar solos and how well they would fit within the confine of a song. And let's make them as memorable as the vocal melodies and the choruses. I don't get that anymore. It's just the guitar solos are just there. So sometimes when you're in a song like Constantly Cute or Blinded, the song is okay, but it's not all that great. And you think, well, maybe this kind of somewhat lackluster song will be saved by a really cool guitar solo. It doesn't quite happen. So I don't know. Overall, I think this is a much more fun album to listen to than the last few. Certainly the covers albums, which, those are like kind of you listen to once and you never need to hear again. There's at least some really good songs on here. I really like the title track. I really like Fighting for Life. I really want to like Back Into My Arms Again because I think it's a really catchy kind of ballady song. I just don't like his vocals. I think Life of a Stranger is definitely really good. I also like Cherry Medicine is kind of fun and Walking on the Moon is kind of fun. But my problem is you have some songs on here that just like the vocals just don't do it for me at all. He's just really, it's like he's trying so hard to use his limited vocal capacity to bring these songs to life, and I'm just left thinking, it's like, Ace, we love you, just hire a full-time singer. Just hire. You weren't really a great singer to begin with back in the day, and you're certainly not a really good singer today in 2024. So I like the effort here, I do, because I think this is a really good sounding album. I like the production values. If you want just some good anthemic hard rock songs, at least half of these are very enjoyable. The others aren't terrible. They're just marred with some like lackluster guitar solos and some not very strong vocals. That's just my opinion on this. But I do love Ace, and like I said, I was really looking forward to hearing this. Now that I've heard it a couple times, I'm like, okay, it is what it is, right? 3 out of 5 star. It's not awful. It's not great. It's somewhere in the middle. Some good stuff here. Go check out those tracks that I listed. I think any Ace Frehley fan will pretty much dig those. But I think if you're like me, you're kind of like you listen to the voice and you're like, oh man, it's like that song's kind of good, but man, those vocals just bring it down a little bit. That's kind of where I'm at. I can even go with semi kind of simplistic and lazy guitar solos because that's just Ace. I get it. It's more about the tone and the choice of notes he uses than anything else. This is not all about technique and flash, and I get it. That's just not Ace anymore, and I'm okay with that. But the vocal part just really kind of like bothers me a bit and like limits my overall enjoyment of this. But like I said, half of this album is fun. And it'll be interesting to see like how many of these songs he goes out and plays on the road, because I know the tour is starting up like pretty much immediately. So let us know what you think of 10,000 Volts down in the comments below. 3 out of 5 for me. It's good. It's not great. It's not bad. It's somewhere in between. Some good tracks, some bad tracks. Really good guitar riffs. I like the energy of the album. That's the one thing. I'm gonna give this a 4 for energy. I'm going to give it a 2.5 for just not good vocals, and like between a 3 and a 3.5 for, great sounding guitar and good riffs and, some decent solos, right? So overall, 3 out of 5 star. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell to get alert of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, and our Cameo page. Thank you in advance for all your support there. We'll see you soon here with more stuff. I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.